some full body flexibility. So opening up the body, opening up the hips, working on the spine as well, but mostly the hips, right? We're going to do a little bit of a twist, but really we're just going to allow the body to open up, allow us to get a little bit more flexible for those who have really tight bodies in general, just very, what would you call that? Just very stiff. This is the class for you. And you can do all of these postures on your own after. You can just take inspiration, motivation from these postures and use it for your everyday. All right, so we're gonna get started. So grab your mats. I always like to have props or like bolsters and pillows just to have an idea of like some relaxing postures that you can do, because you can always just work on flexibility. But if you need something more mellow, like today my body's just asking me to slow down, so naturally I'll just grab a pillow, a prop instead, so I can just relax and like lay on the pillow rather than focus too much on like really intense feelings and postures and stretches. So we'll move on. We'll get started. So grab your mat, grab water if you have some. If you want to set the tone with some essential oils, that's also great. And we'll get started. So the first thing we'll be doing is just setting the tone. So you can sit cross-legged or you can sit on a chair, whatever works best for you. I'm going to sit on this cushion because it allows my hips to be a little higher than my knees. And I feel like that's the perfect way to somewhat meditate or set the tone for the class. So when you're ready to find yourself on a cushion or a chair or a floor, wherever you're watching from, this aligns with you. Go ahead and extend your spine so you're not slouching. Pulling the shoulders back and down away from the ears. Option to have the hands on the knees facing down or the palms facing up. Up to you. And you can start to close down the eyes or lower the gaze. And slowly start to tap in to the breath. Meditator is allowing for a visual to show up in your mind. Using a visual of a place that makes you feel calm or peaceful. Just in general, an environment that can set you up, just safe in your day. But no matter what, try to bring focus to the breath. See if you can inhale for 5 seconds. Then exhale for 5 seconds long. Great. Continue on like that. And as we begin today, and we're here sitting as it's just take a moment to acknowledge what you've brought with you onto the mat. This could be emotions that you felt or still are feeling throughout the day, anything you've been holding on to, even be happiness. Just being aware of what we're bringing with us to this mat. And something that helps is creating a full body scan. So you can think about the top of the head and slowly scan down towards the toes. Analyze if you feel any pressure, whispering body points, maybe in the belly and the heart. When you notice what's showing up for you, just take some deeper breaths there. Bring your attention to that organ, that part of the body. And we're doing this to make space. We want to bring in the good. We want to use this kind of yoga to make space energetically and physically for what is right for us. To be separating ourselves from anything else around us. To do this for yourself and only yourself. Self. When you're ready, you can bring one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. You can smile if it feels right. And then exhale slowly. Eventually open the eyes, return back to normal breathing. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to start in Savasana, also known as butterfly pose. So if you're sitting, now find yourself on the floor. And we're going to place the soles of our feet together, knees splayed apart. The spine is super straight here. We're not going to fold or curve the spine just yet. And we're going to just grab the edges, the ankles. You can grab maybe the edges of the feet or the big toes, whatever feels right for you. I like to grab my big toes so I can have something to pull with. So we're going to inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, bend the elbows if you're grabbing the bind, or just pull yourself in and keep the straight spine. And it's okay if you don't fold forward too much. I'm not even folding forward too much because we're keeping the straight spine, straight alignment with the hips and the spine. Slowly come back up to sitting. Deep breath in. Exhale, this time you can fold forward, you can curve the lower spine, bring the forehead to the toes maybe. And wherever you're at, we're just going to stay here for a few breaths. And you can bring your awareness or attention to the hips. But the breath brings a lot of oxygen to the muscles. There's a lack of oxygen. So when we breathe deeply, we're actually helping reinforce those muscles to kind of awaken and to remind them that they're okay. And if you have a bolster, if you have a prop, you're welcome to place the bolster or the pillow or whatever you have around you under the belly and just fold forward for less of an engaged posture. So it would look like this, and then just fold forward. A couple more deep breaths. And then back up. We're going to move into Janu sirsasana. And then Janu sirsasana, you have one leg fully extended. So I have my right leg fully extended, left knee bent. From here, I make my spine straight, extend my arms up, twist towards the straight leg, and then fold forward. And it's okay if you can't reach the foot. So maybe just grab the knee, maybe the back or the front of the calf, maybe the ankle, wherever you're at. We're going to start with the straight spine. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold all the way in. Wherever you're at. All right. So keep going. You can fold forward. The longer you stay, the more you're going to fold forward. So try to extend the spine all the way, and then you can fold, and you'll feel that tension in the back of the leg, the back of the hip, and maybe even the spine. Inhale, come back up. I'm going to switch sides, but first, you're going to rotate your arms over to the left side for a little twist. Gaze towards the back. And come back to center. So same thing, extend the left leg out, bend the right knee. Spine is nice and straight, tailbone on the floor. Extend the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Straight spine. And once again, it's okay if you don't fold too much or as much as you expected. Then it's completely normal that one side is more flexible or open than the other. Inhale, extend. Lift the upper body up. And then exhale, fold in deeper this time, rounding the back if it feels more comfortable, if it allows you to go into the posture a little deeper. Maybe this time you can grab the foot and bend the elbows to fold in deeper. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. And I'll come back up. Whew, same thing. So twist over to your right side. Place the right hand down behind your back for support. Extend the spine and neck all the way up. And then push with the left hand to create that twist. And back to center. We're going to do some quick cat-cows, the famous cat-cows in yoga. So option to have your fingertips pointing towards the top of the mat or towards your knees, which will create. So inhale, dropping the belly, gazing up. Tailbone all the way up. Exhale, curl the spine, gaze towards the belly button, push the floor away, rounding the back as much as you can, and then inhale. This is cow pose. Exhale for cat, rounding the spine. And go on your own. Maybe you want to do cat cows a little slower or a little faster. Just make sure those hands are below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Making sure stacking the legs. And then if you have your palms flipped, bring them back to center. And from here, we're going to start creating some circles of the spine. So using the cat-cow, curling the spine, and then dropping the chest in one direction. And then the other direction. And like, for example, me today, I'm noticing that it's hard to stay fluid in this movement. Like I'm almost stalling, and that means that maybe a chakra is blocked, or just my mind is elsewhere. So when that happens, just bring yourself back to the present moment and try to bring awareness to the body that's moving. Try to keep the consistency flowing. From here, we're gonna curl the toes underneath, push the hips up, but keep the legs, the knees bent. And in doing this, we push into the floor, tailbone towards the ceiling. Once we have a straight spine, now we can start pedaling up the feet, walking the dog. For men, men have very, very tight hamstrings for the most part on average. So if you're a man and this is very tight, it's normal, and it just takes practice, practice consistently. Find your perfect down dog, pushing the palms into the floor, shoulders away from the ears, maybe gazing at the belly button. It's okay if your heels don't touch the floor. We're going to inhale the right leg all the way up. This is three-legged dog. Maybe bend the knee to open the hip even more. You can create circles with breathing in one direction. I like to do about 3 circles in each direction. And then three-legged dog once again. We're going to bring the foot between the hands and then drop the back knee. This is lizard pose. We're going to stay here for a little while. So if there's any extra movements that you need to make while we're here, go ahead. I love personally to place my hand on the inner thigh or inside of the knee to push the leg away, and I can twist and gaze up towards the ceiling. And this makes space for my hip. And then bring it back to center, both hands on the inside of the foot. You're welcome to stay here. This is where we're moving on to flexibility, right? So from here, you're welcome to stay here or lower down all the way onto the elbows. Whatever feels right. You know, if you're super, super tight and you can't even place the hands down, you can always place your hands on your knee and then allow the hips to lower down so you're dumping into the flexibility. So wherever you're at, we're going to stay here for a few breaths. And from here, wherever you're at, see if you're on the elbows, go ahead and walk up onto the hands. Place your hands on each side of the foot, the front foot, and we're going to push the hips backwards, extending the front leg. If you need more support, you can have blocks here or pick books to place your hands on, and then you can keep the spine straight. It's really important to keep the spine straight here. So if you can touch the floor, go ahead. If you need blocks, go ahead. You can even play and see how your hips are doing. Swing or sway the hips side to side gently. And then come back to neutral into this posture that's called half splits. Bring the foot back. Left hand on the floor, curl the toes under in the back. Extend the right arm all the way up. Lift the back knee. This is called dragonfly twist. And what we're going to do is you can create a mudra. So place fingertips together, whether it's the thumb and the pinky or the ring or the middle or the second, doesn't matter, whatever is fitting your energy right now. And then we're going to move on the outer edges of the feet and lower our hand, our mudra. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. We're going to do 5 in total. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. Inhale. Exhale. I believe we have one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lower down both hands. Drop the back knee. Take a moment here. You can stay here, or if it's accessible to you and it's aligning with your energy right now, right hand, left foot. Catch the toes or the foot and allow your hips to drop down. You might feel that stretch in your thigh. Super normal. That's what we're targeting right now. I see all the mosquitoes surrounding you. I have like 5 bug bites on my knee already. Last moments, maybe pull the foot in a little bit more. And drop the leg. We're going to do the other side. So slowly slide the foot all the way up into three-legged dog. And we're going to change sides. Extending the left leg all the way up. Bending the knee. Creating circles with the knee in one direction. And then the other direction. Three-legged dog. Exhale. Place it between your hands. Drop the back knee. From here, hands on the inside of the foot into lizard pose. You're welcome to stay here or drop down onto the elbows. If you want to do any extra fidgety moves or stretches, like pushing the inside of the knee outwards and gazing up for that twist, you can do that too. I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths as well. So if this is very extreme for you, it might be that you have a lot of emotions trapped, and I'm not just saying because it's wishy-washy, that's true. The stress you have can go into your hips very, very easily. And so until you do some postures or some work like this, similar to that can help open it. Walk your hands back up. Take a moment to adjust your hips. And then hands up each side of the front foot, push the hips back, extend that front leg, flex the front foot. Again, if you need blocks or hooks on each side, go for it. Just keep those spines straight. And you can sway the hips side to side. This is usually very intense under the leg, so take it slowly. Two more breaths. And now back to center. Right hand on the floor. Pick up the back knee. Extend the left arm all the way up. Dragon fly twist. We're going to go on to those outer edges again. Use collective mudra, maybe the big thumb and the second finger, whatever suits you. And exhale, outer edges 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop the hips. Back to center. Drop the back knee. Left hand, right foot. Try for the bind. And then open the chest. Dropping hips down. This side is super quick for me. It's great when you have sensations like that. Especially when you move a lot, I can feel super intense sensations in there. So this is deep breaths. If you're not feeling a lot, keep pushing that foot towards the hip. Drop the back leg. And now is your chance. If you have splits in your practice, whether that's middle splits, just left or right, go for it. I'm going to go for both, and you can see how I transition through it. So first of all, my left side. Also, if you can't do splits, it's totally good that you do Janu sirsasana. Oh my goodness. Like we did at the beginning of the class, where you bend one knee, extend the other leg, like that. Or you can just do child's pose, whatever suits you. So taking the time to sit in your splits, if you're able to do it. Maybe grabbing from the back foot. And then the way I transition, I like to move all the way to the other side, like this. And this is my harder side. I feel more tense on this side. So I like to rock side to side. Open up the hip and on the legs even more. And I'm going to attempt to reach back for the foot. Easy. Alright, wherever you're at, slowly find your way back onto your hips. Sitting all the way down into happy baby. Lowering down onto the backs. Maybe you start with wrapping your arms around, rocking side to side, and then grabbing the big toes for happy baby. You can also grab the outer edges of the feet if you have access to it. And then extend one leg at a time. Maybe go at the same time. Like even rock side to side. Even lift all of you up and back down. Make it fun. Next, we're going to drop the feet right below the hips. All right, we're going to move into bridge pose. So make sure you can touch your heels from where you're at. Reach down. And then shimmy the shoulders underneath ever so slightly. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. And then inhale, lift the hips up. Balloon your chest towards your face. I like to dump one hip down at a time and then lower back. Okay, go ahead. 2 more times. Inhale. Second bridge. You can clasp your fingers behind your back, pull them towards the heels, and lower. If you have a full wheel in your practice, now you place your hands. So hands on each side of the head, and then you're gonna push the hips up and all the way up. My body is asking me to stay in bridge, so you can do that too. Maybe grab the ankles. Last deep breath in. Push the hips higher. And lower down. Bring your knees to the chest. You can have the arms extended in front. Maybe the legs extend. Maybe you have some amazing abs that you can practice with right now. Maybe you can grab your big toes with your peace fingers. Send them all the way up. Whatever is in your practice. From here, we're going to cross the legs. Either cross the legs to come up, or just bring your legs to one side. Now for camel. This is also a very deep stretch for the spine. We're opening up the heart space. So the first option to do is placing the hands on the lower back, opening the shoulder blades elbows towards each other. Push the hips forward. And then you drop the head back. Inhale, come back up. We're going to go 3 more times. Next, you can either stay here or you can drop the right hand towards the ankle. Inhale back up. Last time, you can do the other hand, left hand drops down, or you stay with both hands on the lower back and open the chest. Inhale back up. We're going to go for a full camel. So if this is in your practice, both hands are going to go towards the ankles, or you can stay with those hands on your lower back. You can also extend the arms overhead if this is in your practice. Inhale, come back up. Lower down onto the heels. And we'll move into child's pose. Grab some water if you need to right now. And just return back to the breath. From child's pose, and move up onto our hands, our knees, like you did with cat-cow, or you do thread the needle. So you have the option to stay down in child's pose, keep the knees separate, and you can do the exact same thing in child's pose if this option is too much. So inhale, extend the right arm all the way up. Exhale, thread your arm onto the left arm and lower down onto the right ear. You can extend the left arm overhead for support or wrap it behind your back. And this can be a lot for some people if they're having neck injuries or shoulder injuries. One more deep breath in. And exhale, bring your hands back to the top of the mat. Inhale. Left arm goes up. Exhale. Thread it under the right. Lower down onto your left ear. Either keep the right arm extended overhead or wrap it behind your back. And stay here. Once again, if you're in child's pose doing thread the needle, it would look like this. Hands back to the top of the mat. Keep the knees where they are and drop the heart. Hips towards the seam. And walk yourself back up. We'll be moving into this third to last posture. Into Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. So when you're ready, you can also grab something that's a great tip. You grab a pillow to place under your hips for support if you need. You can also place the pillow below your belly when you fold forward. It is up to you if you want to make this passive. So inhale, extend the arms overhead. And exhale, imagine someone's pulling your hands forward and then folding forward. Stay with the straight spine first if you can. And then go ahead, round the back. That feels right. Folding in, maybe having you cross a row. If you have the toe bind, like if you can grab the big toes with your hands, I suggest that you extend the spine and then pull the elbows outwards so that you can fold all the way in. But I have some hip injuries, so I'm not going to go all the way in just now. But that is essentially, your elbows will bend and then you can pull all the way in. And have some back. And slowly lower down onto the back. If you want to use a cushion, you can do so. I'm going to place the knees together, feet wide apart, so wider than the hips. I love this because the coccyx relaxes in this posture, especially after doing a lot of postures aiming at opening up the spine, the chest, the hips. It allows all of that to relax. You can keep the hands by your sides or one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, whatever feels right. And return back to the breath. You're welcome to stay here a little longer if you like. Or you can follow me and lower down all the way down to Savasana, also known as corpse pose, hands by your sides. Maybe pushing the pillow away so you can fully melt down into the floor. Shin your shoulders away, tuck your chin in towards your chest ever so slightly. Allow your feet to spread out to the sides, relax. Maybe you can be so calm, so still that you feel a heartbeat inside. You're welcome to stay here and pause the video, or you can follow along with me and slowly close the practice, bringing your attention back to the physical body. Wiggling the fingers, the toes, reaching your arms overhead, pointing the toes below, a nice big stretch. Right, and then curl the knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around, kiss your knees, thank you. Thank you, body. And then on your own, find yourself in a seated position, eyes still closed. Sitting nice and tall on our practice, use your hands in prayer for the chest. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself. I hope you feel better than when you first started. The light in me honors that same light in you, because you're the same. Namaste. Thank you, Gentle Stretching, for having me here. And yeah, just have an amazing rest of your day. Keep drinking water, take care of yourself, and till next time. Bye.